How do you see the status of this quality education in remote areas of Sindh?
Education is a landscape. That is not an stagnant one.
Or what steps or what changes can we make to make our curriculum more relevant and future focused?
We are actually living in the world of IT,
Work,
life,
technology,
need,
teacher.
precious.
Welcome back to another exciting episode of Campus Chronicles, where we bring you the stories, insights, and inspiring conversations from the heart of academia and beyond. This is your host, Sumarazia, and today we are privileged to have a remarkable personality here with us. A leader, a visionary, and someone deeply committed to transforming the education landscape of Sindh. So without further ado, let's welcome Secretary of College Education, Mr. Asif Ikram, to Campus Chronicles. Assalamu alaikum, sir. How are you doing?
Walaikum, I'm good. How about yourself?
Thank you. Thank you so much for taking the time for being the part of this episode. And it's truly a privilege to host you here. And we are so excited to know about your journey, to hear your thoughts about education, and to know about the opportunities and challenges that we are having ahead. So let's get started. So, sir, let's begin from the very beginning. Like, we know your story that is truly inspiring, and I believe that our listeners would love to know about your early education and particularly what motivated you to join the prestigious civil services of Pakistan. So, would you like to share that with us?
Well, just to begin with that, basically, I'm a born Karachiite. I was born in Karachi, and then had my initial education here. In fact, from the kindergarten to the masters, I started in a Delhi school, and then I went to college. And then after college, I joined Karachi University, and I was a student of English literature, where I did my BA honors as well as master in literature.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, for quite some time, actually, I joined the multinational. Also, I was working with the Forest and Publishers, and I also served with the Oxford University Press as a resource person in the ELT. That was the English language teaching methodology.
Amazing.
And later on, I joined the public service, and I was selected as a lecturer in English. And I've served almost 5 years. And then, under the pressure of my father, I had to join the civil service because he was also a part of the federal government, and he
Oh,
was too much desirous that his son should join the civil services. So I appeared in the civil service exams in 1997, and in fact, in the 1999, I joined the Walton Academy of the Civil Services, and that was
that's
the
amazing.
start of my career.
That's truly incredible that keeping your father's dream ahead and then you truly come up to his expectations. And I'm sure that that must be very much interesting to our listeners as well.
I tell you very frankly that I was not interested in the civil services. It was actually a pressure of my father that you should be
Okay.
a part of the civil service. I was working with a multinational. I was with a textbook publishing firm,
Hmm.
and that was in fact a very unique experience. But finally, I landed into this area of bureaucracy.
All right. So, sir, you have served in various important roles in the region of Sindh, right? So, how would you describe the socio-economic fabric of this province, like the province of Sindh? And particularly, like being at the leadership position, what challenges do you see in this region? And how do you see that we can cope up with these challenges collectively?
You have so many questions in one question. Just to answer you very precisely about
Mm.
each section. As far as Sindh province is concerned,
Mm.
for me, it's a very charismatic province, and I've served in the various department this province, starting from Karachi to Mirpur Khas to Tharparkar, working in different capacities as an assistant commissioner, as a deputy commissioner,
Mm-hmm.
as the deputy secretary, assistant secretary in the finance department, in the home department, and then serve as a secretary in the areas of investment, interprovincial coordination, information science and technology, and finally to this college education department. Everywhere I had a different experience. As
Right.
far as the people of this province are concerned, this province is rich. as far as the diversity is concerned.
Amazing.
Here, actually,
I
you come
thought it.
across people from the different religion, different caste, different color, different creeds, and they have their own value system. From the social point of view, diversity is a beauty, actually.
Yes.
Sometimes people take it in a different manner and consider other people who are different, that it's not good, or they are different from us. But this diversity is actually introducing you to something different. You have one family, one people, one community, one ethnic group has one, the cultural aspect, value system, and the other have a different.
Yes.
And in fact, we learn by seeing things, we learn by meeting people, we learn when we actually become a part of different community, and then you serve with them. So you come to know that what kind of people they are. And sometimes what we say in English that seeing is believing. So this promise has a beautiful fabric as far as the social side is concerned, and we talk about the economic side of this promise. Uh, Karachi, especially in Sindh, is an economic hub, and I think it is a place where you come across cottage industry, main industry, large size manufacturing, small, and other ones, and then you have a different sector. I mean, actually working in the urban areas, and this province is beautiful in the sense that it has a very fine blend of the rural and urban divide. Rural has its own characteristics, the urban side has its own characteristics, and the people of Sindh, no matter they belong to which community or which tribe or which clan or which community, they are very good people. I mean, they are very humble, they are very loving, and this promise is actually an amalgamation of a lot of, I mean, value systems and the traditions and the practices. When you enter this promise, it has one of the oldest civilizations of the world, Mohenjo-daro.
Yes.
And then you have the places of tourism like the Gorak Hill and other areas. We have so many forts.
Yes.
And we have the traditional side. I mean, you talk about the Makli, the graveyard, it has its history. So this promise is so beautiful. And then the river Indus has its own symphony, has its own music, has its own history, and which is commendable, in fact.
So thank you so much for the detailed answer. And I truly acknowledge your words that the diversity of Sindh is actually making the Sindh beautiful and reminding all the beautiful places, actually making us feeling privileged to be the part of Sindh. So, sir, let's moving ahead now. Like, you're working as a Secretary of College Education, and being at this position, you are at the forefront of many initiatives, right? And if we look on the current debate, the quality education is one of the pressing concerns. So how do you see the status of this quality education in remote areas of Sindh?
To answer this, I would like to quote the Tennyson. He said, though much is taken, much abide.
Yes.
As far as this field is concerned of education, we have done a lot of things, but yet we have to do a lot of things. And education is a landscape that is not an stagnant one.
Right.
As far as the knowledge is concerned, the books are concerned, the content are concerned, the topics are concerned, the studies are concerned, the research are concerned. Every day you come across new things.
Exactly.
So if somebody says that I've made an excellent curriculum, I won't agree with that, because with a changing world, things are changing.
Exactly.
And with that change, we have to adapt ourselves. I won't say they adopt, but we have to adapt as per our conditions, in fact.
Exactly.
So a lot of things to be done. I mean, when you talk about the education landscape, you have to be very, very careful about the curriculum,
right,
the contents. And we have to see what the modern trends are. And in the areas, whether it's a science subject or arts or commerce, you have to see what are the trends abroad. And
right,
what is being taught abroad in Europe, in America, and in other, areas of the world, and what we are actually doing. And above all, we are actually entered into an IT, age, where the digital space is actually very important.
right,
Where the classroom is to be made in a way that we can employ all these digital tools to actually teach our students. And then we have to make our teachers as well as students compatible with that system, so that
right,
they should understand. And what that requires, that the curriculum has to be done keeping in view the technology needs, And then what is more important is the capacity building of the teachers. And that we usually call it a CPD, a
Exactly.
continuous professional development. As far as this education portfolio is concerned, I believe that in education there are three main pillars. One is a student. Without student, you can't have
Exactly.
a school or a class, even a teacher. Then a teacher, and then a book in the hand of a
Yeah.
teacher.
The
And then above
content.
all, rest is the paraphernalia, the building, structure, the air condition, the light system, other thing is a paraphernalia. But these things are very important. Student has
Yes.
to be there, so there has to be a focus on the enrollment, enhancing
Right.
enrollment. And then there has to be a teacher who has a capacity to teach. And then the
Yes.
book which actually address the current issues, which should have the current research, so that when a student is passed out from even at the college or the university, he'll be able to get grasp job, and not only a grasping job, but he would be able to become the entrepreneur. So he should be taught the soft skills also.
Right. So thank you so much for highlighting so many of the crucial elements. I appreciate that you highlighted curriculum, you highlighted the use of integration of ICT, you highlighted CPD of the teachers, and particularly working on the content, the right content on our students. So I'm picking two of the words you have used in your previous response. That is the curriculum and the technology. As we all know that education is being evolving, right? And we being the part of 21st century, like we are facing this issue to prepare our students according to the needs of the 21st century. So what's your opinion on the current curriculum? Do you find it compatible enough that can really make our students according to the 21st century workforce? Or what steps or what changes can we make to make our curriculum more relevant and future focused?
I said, in education, you cannot be satisfied.
Yeah.
If you say that I'm satisfied with the content, so you will end up with the revamping,
Yeah.
restructuring.
Exactly.
And the books are concerned. And right now, I mean, there were times when people used to have books. We used to go to the libraries of colleges and university to study. But these libraries are not available in your own house, in the form of the laptop, in the form of the iPad, in the form of the, your cell phones.
Yeah.
Things are changing. We are actually living in the world of IT,
Right.
where we talk about the machine learning, where we talk about the artificial intelligence.
Exactly.
And just to quote you, or you're having a podcast with me, and you're using all digital gadgets actually
Yeah.
to record that process. So with this thing, now what we have to do that as far as our classrooms are concerned, they should be digitally equipped.
Right.
Right. There has to be a connectivity of the libraries of the college university with the abroad libraries, so
Right.
that students can get a chance to see what is happening across the globe.
Right.
So the things like, we have a lot of website like Coursera is there,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of other forums who are actually giving tutorials online. Uh, those students who cannot come to classes due to any physical or health issue, there has to be internet connectivity across the premise, not only the premise, across the country, where those who cannot come to the classes, they should be provided facility through the Zoom or online classes, so that
Yeah.
understand. And then we have to teach soft skills to our students also, and we have to prepare them that how they can utilize the digital space. Now we're talking about the learning management system, and that management system talks about actually delivering all lectures through the digital
Yeah.
space. And now what is happening that in a lot of schools and colleges of this country, the teachers are actually giving their assignments through that LMS
Yeah.
system. They're assessing the scripts of the kids, and even they are actually giving their mark sheets also. So we have to use all digital gadgets in our classrooms, and our teachers should be taught that how you can use these tools in the classroom, so that the first-hand knowledge is to be there. And when you talk about teaching, even start from the primary side.
Right.
The first and foremost one, that to bring the kid to that situation where he can see by himself.
Super.
Secondly, that he can you can use some models to teach him. Thirdly, you can use it through pictures. But direct seeing is believing, in fact. So when you give an experience to a student regarding that thing, and now this is possible through a 3D dimensions, through the hologram, through the
Yeah.
internet, so he can understand. If you show through the hologram that how the heart pumps, he'll be able to understand the flow of blood, how it is pumping. And then with that hologram, you can even turn the picture on the 360-degree. So this kind of understanding and comprehension which we can use through the digital media, that is probably not possible through the printed book. So we have to use all the gadgets so that our students should get the best. And after having that digital space and the IT side, everything which is happening across the globe is available in your laptop, in your cell phone. So this is the thing. Our curriculum should be synced with the current technologies.
Right.
And our teachers should be taught so that they can share with the kids the current research.
Right. So you have truly highlighted the miraculous contribution of technology and particularly the digital space in our education system. And I truly acknowledge your words that our teachers must be equipped enough to use such platforms effectively. And you very well quoted all these personalized learning, the use of augmented reality, virtual reality, that how we can use these technologies to make our education more effective and future focused. So, sir, like you're working as a secretary of college education, right? And if we talk about college education, this is the place where students think about their tertiary education, their future goals, their career paths. So being at the leadership role, what do you think that what steps we could be taken to facilitate our students to do, to choose their right career or the career they really wanted to pursue, or how we can provide them an effective career counseling?
For this thing, we have recently contracted a lot of people's the actually academic counselors. There are a lot of companies actually who are working and in Karachi and in fact across Pakistan who actually come to the colleges, and we do allow such companies to come to our colleges and give these sessions where they talk about the admissions in the colleges or universities abroad. Counseling is essential, and I believe that this counseling should not be done even at the college level. I think this should be carried on. I mean, with a passive time, because there are kids who have certain traits, certain characteristics, certain aptitude, certain attitude. There are a lot of people who are very good at the mathematics, but they're too good at the music side, or the mathematics side, or the chemistry side. There are students who are good at the arts. There are a lot of people who are very good at actually making pictures. So by using the digital tools, like we can recommend them that you are fit. The person who is a creator,
Right.
who's a sculptor, who makes drawings, is good at these things. We can recommend that gentleman to go for the gaming and animation. That you can be an animator because you are a creative person. So IT tools are actually the tools that really help students to actually to explore for their own self, that whatever they possess, how they can use that thing in the market. So counseling is very important. In a counseling session, what happens, the people who come for counseling, they understand, they realize that this kid has a certain, traits which are good for that particular field. There are a lot of people who are good at mathematics, they can go for engineering side, other side. There are a lot of people who actually have different, kind of traits. That could be the doctors. There are a lot of people who are good at the arguments. Their articulations are very good. They could join the legal side, become the lawyers also. And there are a lot of people who are actually very good at the accounting, auditing side, management side. So they can go to the other field. So career counseling is very important. And in this career counseling, before going for some counseling firm, I think our teachers should also train, that they should understand, because they teach the kid for an year. So they understand what hidden skills are there in that gentleman, in that boy or in that girl. So counseling make them easy. That internationally, when I'll be out of the college, I think I should opt for the medical. I should
Right.
opt for the engineering. I should opt for the IT. I'm good at the coding side. I could be
Oh,
a coder. I could be a
incredible.
software developer. And there are a lot of people who are good at analyzing things. So he could be a data analytics.
Yeah.
So, and especially in this, current world, there is a lot of scope, for those who are actually done their data analytics, because in a business, whenever some company come to any part of the world, they actually do certain analytics. Okay, if I'm going to introduce that product in market, who's the consumer? What should be the size? What should be the price? Who's going to consume it? Whether it will work out. So the data analytics people who actually give them suggestions that this product will be flourishing in that area, because people have a taste for it and people have a purchasing power parity also. So in data analytics, you can do it through the IT work. So you recommend by seeing the capability of it. So career counseling is very important. And we should be knowing that whatever we are producing, is it actually consumed in the market, or is it consumed in the local market or the regional or international market? So counseling is very important.
I couldn't help myself appreciating your marvelous insights and the way you connected the concept of multiple intelligence with the career counseling, that we should focus on students' need first, and then we could help them to choose their right career. And you rightly quoted that the use of IT and particularly ICT and career counseling can really help us the way we really want it to be happen. So, my next question is that the Minister of Sindh, Education Minister of Sindh, Sir Sardasha, has recently been talked about some changes in the curriculum of 2024 and 25, in which he's talking about the promoting certain elements like tolerance and inclusivity and the curriculum. So how do you see this initiative actually impacting on our students and making them to be actually the part of the inclusive society?
There are two things, and that is a very commendable step of our education minister, that he is focusing more on the tolerance and the inclusivity. Because when you live in a society which is diverse, which is having different caste, different color, different creed, different language background,
Yeah.
different value system, in such a society with different religions, if there is no tolerance, there shall be no acceptance for others.
All right.
So this is very important. And this is the thing which should be highlighted to the textbooks.
Yeah.
For instance, we have people from different religions: Islam, Christianity, Jews. We have Sikhs over here. We have Hindus, Muslims,
Yeah.
Parsis, and other. And I think we should have to respect the value system, the thoughts of each other. Difference is not a bad thing. But on the basis of differences, hating someone is not a good thing. So there has to be tolerance, and even in our religion, our religion talks about tolerance. That in the time of the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and even later on, and those who used to pay jizya tax, they used to live with a peace and tranquility in the state of Medina, and in fact in the later caliphates. So tolerance is very important, because if you lose that tolerance, you lose the balance of the society. You lose the equilibrium. The balance is very important. And if you start hating each other, and the kid is not comfortable just for one thing, that I am a non-Muslim and the majority of the class is Muslim, and he doesn't get the confidence that I'm also equal, then there is a problem. So we'll have to accept. We'll have to accept the views of others. We have to respect the views of others.
Yeah.
There might be difference everywhere. Even in the Caliphate time, there used to be people. Among the Sahabas, there were different opinion, but difference should be taken in a positive manner. It should not lead to any toxicity. So tolerance is very important. Likewise, inclusiveness. Inclusive in both aspects, from the caste, color, and creed. And in fact, uh, in from the other point of view, what we say that we have a lot of schools where the special education department is also talking about inclusivity, where there are a lot of kids who are autists, who are the slow performers.
Yeah.
And what happened in most of the schools, where the top schools, they don't accept such kind of kids. So we're also trying, the government is also trying through the inner department of the government of Sindh, that these kids should become the part of the normal kid scenario, where they can learn. They should not be left in a way that they are less confident. They feel that we are insecure. They feel that we are deprived. They feel that we don't have that capability which is enjoyed by others. So the tolerance, the patience, inclusivity, that is very important, and that will improve the academic landscape of this France.
Sir, thank you so much for sharing such marvelous insights. And you truly quoted that in order to grow a peaceful society, we have to make our students inclusive, tolerant, and being valued to each other's culture. And the very example you quoted from the Islamic studies is actually helping us to know that if we include such elements in our curriculum, we can actually promote the moral development of our students as well. So in this podcast, we had some very interesting and deep conversations. Now let's move ahead toward a short, fun rapid fire round.
Okay.
So I'll say a word and you have to respond it in a word for the very first thought that comes in your mind.
Well, that's going to be a difficult one, huh?
Oh, no, they're very
Okay.
easy. I trust you can do it easily. So are
Okay.
you ready?
I'll try my level best, huh?
So are you ready?
Oh, yes.
Okay, thank you. So the first word is work.
Life.
Super. I appreciate. And what is life?
Life is a struggle.
Struggle. Great. Technology.
Need.
Need. Teacher.
Precious.
Precious. Government.
Is government.
Is government. I like this answer. Student.
Student. Learner.
Learner. Society.
Versatile.
Versatile. Sir, thank you so much. And I really enjoyed this podcast. And I really hope that our audience would be equally benefited from the marvelous insights you have shared with us. And it was a nice experience to have you here once again. Thank you so much for taking out time for this podcast. Thank you so much.
Pleasure for being here.
So this is the end of our today's podcast. I hope you have enjoyed. Please don't forget to subscribe our channel and Campus Chronicles. With these words, I, Sumaira Zia, signing off. Stay curious, stay inspired, take care, and Allah Hafiz.